still healing, or are you just avoiding your power? That's what I want to talk about in this video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about, are you still healing? Because it seems like every spiritual girly, everybody that's in the spiritual realm, spiritual arena, are always healing. And I get it. But perhaps it's something that's keeping you stuck and keeping you in a loop and keeping you from your power. That's what I want to talk about in this video. So I want to take a manifest it like a woman approach to this perspective. And so I say all the time on this channel, there are two spiritual journeys when it comes to a man and a woman. For a man, his spiritual journey is to let go of himself, to become more sacrificial, to let go of ego, to release of himself. And for a woman, it is to become full of herself, to step into self, to get a sense of self, to really step into her power. So we need to get you off this healing journey, get you out of healing, and get you into your power. Now, when it comes to healing, what is healing? Because a lot of people will talk about, I'm going on a healing journey, I'm healing, but what is it truly? What does that mean? Does it mean that you're doing some steps, that you're going through the motions? What does that mean? Because what healing truly is breaking a pattern. It's breaking from a pattern that is keeping you from your truth, keeping you from your power. That is what healing is. That is what a healing journey is. And so, do you need to go on a healing journey? Yeah, we can. It might take some time to break a pattern because we spend our whole life developing the pattern. But truly, you can make a decision and choice in this very now moment. So, because when it comes to manifest it like a woman, life is my man. Life is my man, right? But life is a reflection of my beingness. And so if we step into our power, we step into truth, life will reflect that back to us. My man will reflect that back to me. But what is truth? So, like I said, healing is basically breaking a pattern, breaking this program or taking the program and stepping into a new covenant, stepping into a new order, a new agreement, and stepping into truth. And hopefully your agreement, your covenant, your new order is truth. And that is where your power is. It's in truth. So I don't know where I really wanted to go with this video, but I do want to share a story. So in a lot of my videos, I talk about asking yourself this very powerful question. Who am I? So who am I, or what am I? And in this question, it's going to lead you to understanding your power, recognizing your power. So I talk about in the beginning, or before a beginning, there was stillness, pure potential, this foundational, nourishing energy, the stillness, where all possibilities exist. And this energy, all possibility, where all potential exists, thought of itself, because there is nothing outside of itself. All that existed was it, this energy. So all it could do is think about itself. And the original thought was, who am I? This is where you come from. This original thought, who am I? From the stillness, this foundational, nourishing, harmonious, nutrient-dense plasma energy. It asked itself because it thought of itself. It wanted to know thyself. And from this, it said, or she said, who am I? Where all possibilities and potential exist. And so from there, that original thought, she came. But for her to know thyself, there had to be awareness. There had to be a reflection. There had to be light, that original light. And from there, she said, let there be light. There is a saying in not the Taoist, but the Taoist tradition where it says, one was created and then there was two. And from there, 10,000 sprang. And so from awareness and from this reflection and the original thought came the original light, and then came the matrix in which life sprang, in which thought all these things. But somewhere distortion happened. The reflection was witnessing her. The reflection, masculine energy, was witnessing her. But she started to think that her power was in the reflection, even though the reflection was just reflecting her. And so she started giving her power away. She started thinking her power was outside of herself. And this is why I talk about decentering men. And when I talk about decentering men, I don't just mean men, the people. I mean masculine energy, matter, life, my man, life, decenter my man, because life is just reflecting my beingness. And when I put life, matter, things external outside of myself as the center, that's when I start giving my power away and not realizing that I am the power. My power lies within. And so when we can break this pattern of truly centering matter, centering things outside of ourselves, the external material world, masculine energy, we can break that pattern and get off this healing journey and take our power back. That's basically what we're doing, is remembering, recognizing and remembering who we truly are. And so we have to sometimes go back to before the beginning to understand that, oh, I'm that girl. I'm that girl. And keep connecting with that. It's easy to look outside of ourselves, what they are doing, what that person over there is doing. Will they choose me? Putting your attention and awareness and power outside and the external into life. Yes, it manifested like a woman. We're having this relationship with life, but life is not the center. This is why we decenter our men, masculine energy. This is why we decenter, because life is just a reflection of who I am being. And so if we go back to before the beginning and we start choosing and moving from that place, the truth, we can just choose. We choose the truth. And so oftentimes, and why I'm making this video, is that we feel like we have to do all these things, go on this long journey to get to that truth. But truly, it's just reconnecting. It's remembering. We don't have to go on all these long retreats, though those can be fun. They can be fun. We don't have to go on this sabbatical or all the things. We don't have to do that. We just need to reconnect to truth. I was on a hike this weekend and I was thinking about everything and just reconnecting with the truth. I was reconnecting with that foundational energy, who I am, nourishing, harmonious, ease, flow, who I am. I was reconnecting with that. And then the thought came to me, oh, I need to do this before I can. And I was like, F that. I choose that right now because that's who I am right now in this very moment. Why do I feel like I need to take all these steps to get to there when it's who I am in this very now moment? And we think and we conjure up in our mind these steps in which we have to do before we can get to the thing, before we can step into our power, before we can be who we truly are. When ultimately it's just a reconnection, a remembrance, and a choice right now. So, did want to share that. Did want to do a video on, are you healing or are you just avoiding your power? Truly. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. If you like feminine energy, spirituality, and all the things, I think you'll like it here. So definitely subscribe, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.